There's a big misconception around base jumping that it's this amazing, glamorous, sexy, sensationalized thing, and it is. But it's only part of the story. That's maybe like the 10% that you're seeing, in TV commercials and in movies and on YouTube. What you're not seeing is everything it takes to get into that. Training, the money being spent, packing parachutes and hiking up and not jumping, talking about gear with friends, researching stuff on the internet. You don't see the sleepless nights either because you're waiting to jump a building or because you got bad news. The risk versus reward, in my opinion, it's not there. I don't want any of my friends that don't base jump to start base jumping. Furthermore, we make excuses for it too. We deny how dangerous it is, and yet we still do it. I'm a second-generation skydiver, so growing up, I knew skydiving is something I always wanted to do. So when I turned 18, I did a tandem, and then I just started doing my AFF, which is jumping on your own. Base jumping never really appealed to me. I was kind of a dorky kid, like it just seemed unsafe and I didn't want to do it. But I'm also the guy that'll try anything once. So I tried it once and I fell in love with it, and now I base jump more than I skydive. So skydiving and base jumping is very different. Skydiving requires a lot of training, regulated by the FAA and the USPA, and there's a lot of rules. Base jumping is pretty much the exact opposite. Yes, there's a lot of training involved, but it's kind of the training you're taking upon yourself. You're only going to friends to get help. You can go through a course, but a course is going to try in 3 days trying to teach you how to base jump, which is a years-long process. It's kind of just enough to get your feet wet. You're generally in very remote areas where if you do get in trouble, you're by yourself and only you or your friends can help you. You're going to land in riverbeds, parking spots, streets, very short canopy time, very short free fall, and it's very unregulated. Wingsuiting applies to both skydiving and base jumping. Instead of redirecting air, it fully pressurizes, and then you can fly around and you can cover miles if you so choose. Wingsuit base jumping is inherently the most dangerous sport in the world. No one really argues that anymore, especially if you look at the numbers. And the reason being is because you're essentially in a straitjacket and you're flying this wingsuit down the side of a mountain. Flying with something, you always want to have something in proximity to you. You want to have a relative point to see what you're doing and what your speed is and how you're moving around. And that means you're flying closer terrain. To describe the feeling, you're experiencing a lot of things at once. There's an internal emotional process as well as a thought process, and then a chemical process is happening in your body too. You go up to the top of a cliff, you're gearing up, you're laughing, and you're talking about your flight lines. So there's that moment of camaraderie. And then things get real serious, and everyone knows, okay, it's game time. Let's talk about this, let's get our straight faces on, let's do it. Then your body starts speaking up. It's your fight or flight response. Your body's saying, whatever you're gonna do not do this. And you have to push past it. And your heart starts racing, and you don't quite get tunnel vision, but you start focusing on the task at hand. And for me, I'm terrified every single time. And then you get to the exit, everything gets real quiet, and as soon as I start my count, everything else just goes away. All distractions go away, and the fear is gone. It's flipping a switch. At that point, my body has realized, okay, we can't prevent this from happening, so we're gonna just go with it and do whatever we can to do to survive. So you jump off the cliff, you're essentially in a straitjacket that's pretty floppy, but it's gonna start inflating any second, so you have to hold that body position. And then as you start to build speed, about 3 seconds in, you've accelerated enough to feel the wind pushing on the suits, and you take off, and then you start flying. It's like, all right, we're doing this, we're cooking, we're flying. You are flying for survival, but you're enjoying it at the same time. For me, I'm just usually like grinning ear to ear, mouth wide open, just loving the experience. I hit my point, I flare out, and then I open my parachute. And as my parachute's opening, holy shit, you just did this. This is amazing, it's so much fun. Get down, you idiot, so you can go back and do it again. And when I land, it's like, yes, you did it. Go find your nearest friend and high five them. Give them a hug. Share the love that you guys just experienced on this jump, because maybe 200 people in the world do this, and you guys just did it together. So let's go do it again. So in terms of the courage it takes to go and try something new for the first time, there's blind courage, which is just being cocky, and then there's confidence. And so confidence comes with doing things the right way and skill. when I was jumping in Cincinnati. I was doing a little bit of traveling here and there, but I mostly quit skydiving. And then my friends decided they wanted to take up Wingsuit Base Jumping and go to Switzerland. And I was like, no, doesn't really interest me. It seems too deadly, like too out there. You know, only the best were doing it. So it's like, yeah, I'm not the guy that jumps off a bridge because all of my friends do, except I am. My very first Wingsuit Base jump was on a load with 6 other people. I felt pretty confident, but the entire hike, I'm like, hey, if you don't think I'm ready, I'll back down. And my friends were like, if we weren't confident in your ability to do this, we wouldn't have you here. Part of it was confidence in myself and my training and my mindset. And then part of it was confidence that my friends know what they're talking about, they'll take care of me. And that's really important in this community. There is no regulation, there is no rules. So the people you look to for training, for advice, for help, are going to be your friends. Wingsuiting made me fall in love with skydiving all over again. And then from there it translated into base. And it opened up a whole new world. Now all of a sudden there's a lot more jumps and a whole other sport essentially that I wanted to be involved in. And I started traveling to like exotic places around the world and realizing, oh, you know, I could do a triple gainer off this building in Malaysia, or I can do this amazing double laid out gainer off this most beautiful bridge you've ever seen. There's so much to do, and I just enjoy the camaraderie. It's a very deadly sport. People die all the time, and each death definitely affects what you're thinking and how you want to go about things in the future. I made the decision this summer to quit Wingsuit Base Jumping, and that's it. I was done with it. And then I got invited on a few trips, and when I realized how excited and how passionate and how fast it all came back, I was like, no, this is still a part of me. This is still, despite everything, this is still something that I want to do. Every year I feel slightly different about it. In 10 years I've actually quit skydiving twice altogether. You really cannot justify the reward versus the risk. Yet we keep coming back and we keep doing it. I would say the most important thing right now is the company that I'm with and who I'm sharing that experience with. I think you just have to live in the moment in anything you do. Always be looking at the next point in front of you. I challenge myself every day for no reason at all. And when you get that sense of accomplishment, it just encourages you to take it the next step. Base jumping has taught me a lot about life, love, experience. I used to be this real nerdy, overweight kid, no confidence. I had no idea what I was doing, no idea what I wanted out of life. I assess risk very, very uniquely now. The way I make decisions, the way I choose to have relationships with people. The jump is the catalyst for the entire experience. We're gonna go to these exotic locations, and we're gonna set forth on this mission. It's the travel, it's the planning, getting there, it's sharing the celebratory meals, it's having the nervous hikes, it's giving the hugs before the exit, challenging yourself with life or death situations. It's a sense of accomplishment. And we're just operating outside the lines of what society deems as normal. We experience things that no one else on the planet experiences, and we're doing it together.